Hey, I just got back from lunch. Did you finish that report yet?
Well, not exactly. Still working on it. I'm not finished just yet. I got a little sidetracked, but I will get them to you first thing this afternoon.
It is first thing this afternoon.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but I mean, I am working on
But
it. I'll have,
what do you mean that the report isn't finished yet?
I'm still in the process of working on it. I've just been a little distracted.
Distracted. Our meeting starts in an hour.
I can have it.
No. What were you doing? Were you listening to another hunting podcast again? I swear, I give the staff in this office the freedom to do whatever they want to do as long as they meet a deadline. That is the first bullet underneath your job description. Pays attention to detail and deadlines. And deadlines. Dude, are you even listening to me right now?
Hey folks, it's that time of year to be shooting your bow in preparation for the fast approaching opening day of archery season here in Pennsylvania. If you haven't been down to Williams Archery Pro Shop and Indoor Range yet, get off the couch and head down to Edinburgh, PA. They've been in business for 29 years and they specialize in bow tuning and hands-on shooting lessons. It's a family-owned bow dealership who offers Hoyt, PSE, Bear, Parker, and more. Don't forget your archery accessories and arrows when you stop in to see Ron and Linda Williams. Give the shop a call at 724-667-9660 and make sure you tell them you heard about Williams Archery on the Whitetail Distraction Podcast, and they will get you set up.
Welcome to episode 10 of the Whitetail Distraction Podcast. My name's Austin, and joining me today in the Rack Shack, Charles Headland. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing great. What's going on, my man?
Oh, man. Just people are killing me on Instagram and Facebook, killing velvet bucks and bucks in general, and I'm just, 16 days, man.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm on there watching videos of people putting down nice bucks down in Kentucky, and I'm thinking, ooh, I really want to go down to Kentucky. Like, I think it's going to happen, and it gets me even more excited because every picture I look at, I scroll through there. I'm like, oh, man, nice buck kill, and I look and see what state it's killed from. And I see Kentucky, I get all fired up.
We should go next year, do a little Velvet Fest.
You know what? I wouldn't mind doing it if it wasn't for the damn snakes and mosquitoes and hot weather.
Yeah.
But I honestly would do it. You know, I mean, we're not doing anything else right now except for wishing it was hunting season. Well, there's hunting season somewhere.
I'm just saying. Or we go to Nebraska.
Or Nebraska.
Or
Montana. I've always wanted to. Well, you know, Montana's probably a little far for us. But
I always Nebraska, but you can drive there in a day.
I did always want to chase velvet whitetail. We'll have to see when their season, because I think Kentucky comes in the first Saturday of September every year, and it just happened to be that it was September 1st this year, which is really early.
Well, I'm
clear your schedule.
For it. We should do it.
So if anybody listening wants to go ahead and send us some money to fund our Kentucky trip next year, feel free.
Yeah, I won't say no. You can also come, but you have to buy for me.
Yeah, just buy our tags and you can tag along. We'll film you hunt, right?
Let's see what you did there.
Pun intended.
Pun intended.
So, since the last recording, which was another fun episode with Angela, what's been going on, my man? What's new?
Nothing new in the deer woods for me, man. I've seen a couple decent bucks out. Seen a bunch of does, man, like going crazy. I'm going to have to fill some tags this year. But other than that, haven't really been out in the woods. I've been trying to stay out and just let the woods calm down and just be ready for opening day. Go in and put the smack down on something. Hopefully a doe at least, you know. Yeah,
I've been staying out of the woods, been pretty much keeping to the maps and spotting at night.
That's what I'm doing. I'm on Onyx like every day.
Yeah, spotting a lot. I mean, we've been going out 2 or 3 times a week now, spotting a couple spots that we hunt.
Thanks for the invite.
We've been seeing a lot of deer.
I kid. I'm usually sleeping.
What else happened over this week? I'm trying to get to something here. Why don't you go ahead and tell the listeners what happened?
Yeah. All right. So we had our 4th annual Schweiztoberfest. It's a giant beer fest of many, many countries and many people. I got my butt kicked again.
It's a lot of fun. There was 14 different countries this year, and we go all out. We dress up as your country, and you know, it gets pretty, not heated, but fun. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of fun competition going around, and we play different beer drinking games. And, you know, Mike McCoy was on one of the earlier episodes, and he and I last year won the championship as Ireland, and Ireland took it down again this year.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I believe I was saying that Ireland was the champions
Yeah.
for the second year in a row. And it was a lot of fun.
Not
honestly,
next year.
man, I take a lot of pride in winning this event.
I'm sure.
You're trying to take it off me next year, but I'm going to go all out to win it
I'm
again.
laying the freaking smack down, man. It's happening.
Bring it on, Germany.
Okay.
Bring it on.
Okay. My leader don't lie.
We're about to start World War III up in here.
Oh, boy. World War III of beers.
Of beer.
Beers.
Let's go. But other than that, yeah. No, definitely stay out of the woods, people. It's too close to hunting season. It's killing me because I have a couple cameras out there that have been baking for a few weeks, and I want to get out there and check them, but I probably won't check them until I hunt the first time there.
Yeah, all you're going to do is booger them up this time of year. I mean, it is what it is. You're going to be hot and sweating, and you're just going to leave ground scent all over the place. And if you do have to go into the woods, make sure it's raining or it's going to rain. Just try and keep that scent down in any way, and only take one lane in, take that same lane back out. Just try and eliminate as much as you can, but that's kind of in dire straits. That's only at the most.
Yeah. We kind of got our hands stuck in our pockets here yesterday. Went up to my camp because the well pump broke, and we were up there fixing that, and we had some time when my dad and my older brother Russ went into Marionville to pick up a new pump for our well. And me and Joe, my younger brother, we went out because we come to find out that there are brand new posted signs all around the property that he had his stand on and his camera. So we went in to check the camera thinking, oh no, what's going to happen? And sure enough, it was pry barred off the tree because we have them in bare boxes, so we screw them into the trees. Someone pried it off the tree and the camera was gone. So we went in, I had Onyx. I figured out whose land it was, figured out which camp it was, and luckily they had a contact number on their door of their camp. So we called them up. They're like, yeah, somebody put it into a plastic bag and left it at the base of the tree. I'm like, there's no way we would have missed that. Well, we went back in. There was a note on the tree that had been pinned to it, but it rained for like 50 plus hours here, and the rain washed away all the letters. So there was a bunch of people up there on Labor Day, and that's when they did it.
Yeah.
They posted it all and did everything. So we ended up finding the camera. It was in the woods, but it was like 20 yards away, and it just kind of stinks. Now me and him had to do some real quick, like, in and out scouting because he had no spot to hunt for first day.
Yeah. Well,
You know?
that's one of those situations, like, you have to get something found out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and at least you got the camera back. I mean, that would have been a big bummer if you didn't get that back. I hate when people mess with my cameras.
Yeah, now they got to take their stands out of there and everything else. You know, it was a good spot for him. He's killed quite a few deer out of that spot.
I mean, it is what it is. So
it could be a positive. I mean, whenever we go up there, that's the spot he hunts. You know,
Yeah.
He doesn't really spread his wing. There's thousands of acres up there to hunt. You know, there's a lot of other good spots that just need to be found. You know, and the more of us out there checking different areas to find good spots to hunt, the better it is.
Yeah.
You know, for learning a spot. So.
it's just a bummer because that was historically a very good spot for him. So
Yeah, it was.
Well, sorry, Joey.
Speaking of Joey,
You can come hunt with me in one of my trees, man. Maybe you'll bring me some luck.
he is the luckiest kid in the world. If you
man.
want to kill a deer, go sit near him.
Yep.
Like, climb up a tree 60 yards away from him. You're going to only get a deer if the deer walks past you that was going to go to him. You know, I've done that multiple times. Me and him have doubled up countless times,
Well,
being 60 to 80 yards apart because that deer was walking to him and I just happened to get lucky.
it's because he's a magnet. I don't know. Well, enough jibber jabber.
I guess. We have someone in here
Who do we
waiting.
have in the Rack Shack today?
We have my good friend and your friend, Mr. Jason Burkes, the
Hi,
Birdman. What's up, buddy?
Hi guys, how we doing?
We're doing great.
You have a good radio voice.
Thank you, I appreciate
I
it.
thought the same thing. I'm listening to my voice, and I hear his voice. I'm like, man, that's a good-looking man right there.
Try my best. I do.
Not sure which voice is this?
What do you mean? Which voice is this?
Yeah.
This is a regular voice. This isn't the deep country singing voice.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't you give me that deep country singing voice?
I'm not doing that for you right now.
Oh, whatever.
Maybe later. Maybe
He's
later
soft.
I'll do it for you.
Well, we have you on because this is episode 2 of the new Bowhunter mini-series.
Mm-hmm.
And you are a new bowhunter.
I am.
You are. How you feel about that?
I'm pretty excited about it. You know, I spend a lot of time in the outdoors. I do a lot of fishing, did rifle hunting, and, you know, over the years I wanted to get into bow hunting. I had a bow. I shot a bow a lot. Never really got into the hunting aspect of it, but, you know, I decided I got some time on my hands now, and that'd be a good way to kill it.
I dig it.
Good choice of words.
Yeah.
Kill some time killing deer, hopefully,
See
right?
what I did there?
I did. Well, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself for people that don't know you locally. Just give yourself a little background, what you do now, maybe for a living, and what's going on in the life of Mr. Birdman.
All right, so I teach at Sharon Middle School, teach health and phys ed there. I coach 3 sports, which is going to make hunting a little bit difficult, but I'll definitely find time to do it. I do golf, I do basketball, and I do baseball in the spring. But other than that, I mean, free time is killed with, you know, hanging out with you guys and, you know, hopefully hunting this year.
Sweet. I mean, can't complain about that.
If all my free time goes to hunting, I'm living a good life, and that's what I kind of plan on every year when I get into hunting season.
Yeah, I concur.
I mean, I think about it for 10 months out, you know. As soon as it's over, it's like, damn, how long do I got to wait till I get to hunt again with my bow?
I mean, I guess you could do other stuff. We could go bow fishing.
I want to get into that.
Verletta, give me my other bow back, man. I want to turn it into a bow fishing rig.
That's the thing. I have an old bow. I'll set that up for bow fishing, turn the poundage way down, and just try to crush some carp.
Yeah, I'm down for it.
I think a buddy of mine actually has a pontoon boat.
What about you, kid? You want to do some bow fishing?
I'll absolutely do some bow fishing.
Yeah, it's
It's
good
like the best
practice.
of both worlds for you.
Yeah.
It is. It's my 2 favorite things mixed into one.
Yeah.
Wonderful. It is.
I'm down for it.
Well, man, let's think. So, you're a teacher. You call yourself a teacher. You said phys ed and all this fancy stuff, but really he's just a gym teacher. Don't let him fool you.
I do health, too. I do health.
You do health. You do health. Okay. I have one quick question for you, just real quick. It's just on the top of my mind. When you said gym teacher, it just like came to me. When you're teaching gym class, are you thinking about hunting? Are you distracted?
Oh, I'm so distracted. I mean, my prep and my lunch period's taken up by watching my man Cam Haynes, you know, on YouTube. Shout out to Cam Haynes. You know, if you ever want to come on the show, I'll hook you up. But, you know, I spend a lot of time watching videos, you know, teaching myself different tactics, a lot of research. But, you know, that's outside of teaching. With tests I should be grading and points I should be putting in my grade book, it's more or less taken of different archery videos and different articles that I read and stuff like that. And the
a healthy
Whitetail
hobby,
Distraction
man.
podcast.
Oh, let's
I
go.
watch that too.
That's right.
I listen to that.
Let's go.
That's right. You can actually find us on YouTube now, too, but you're still listening to us.
Yeah,
That's true.
But we are on YouTube now.
we are.
Boom.
Very exciting. It's a horrible video because it isn't even a video. It's just
not
audio.
a video. It's literally just audio.
That's okay.
Sooner or later, we have a perfect opening in the rafters right there. We're going to hang up a little camera, I think, and start.
I'm just starting hanging up the GoPro, dude.
Yeah,
I'm just start
that's-
videoing
yeah,
the
hang up
podcast.
the
I'll just
GoPro
put
right
the
there.
audio with the video. It'll be good.
We'll do that.
I should do that.
We're going to do that. Thanks, Bird. You the man.
That's
You
what
the
I'm here
man.
for.
That way you have something to watch and listen to at the same time.
What?
It's my other 2 favorite things.
That's right.
Double distracted. Distractions.
We're gonna get into your tactics. We're gonna get into all that stuff because you're doing a lot of bonus work that people don't usually do as new hunters. But let's jump back. Let's go all the way back to how you kind of got started in the outdoors. If there was somebody that you want to, bring up that maybe started you in the outdoors, or how that became. And it doesn't have to be hunting. It can be fishing, whatever. Whatever kind of got that passion of being out there in the woods.
You know, growing up, we grew up in Union, and we had a lot of outdoorsmen in our school. And it got amplified. I went to Pitt Bradford, so I was way up north. It's God's country. So basically, you went to school, and I studied, air quotes studied, fished, and played baseball, and that was it. And then I had a buddy got me into a little bit of archery hunting. I went out 2 or 3 times, so I've been out there, but it was in his stands. I never put in the work that needs to be put in. So I've taken the bow out, but I've never, other than sitting there for a few hours, I've never really done much more than take it out and sleep for the most part.
Get good naps in the tree stand.
Are you wearing a safety harness?
I'm absolutely wearing a safety harness.
Good man.
I'm not afraid of heights, but, up on that little platform, I want to make sure that I'm secure
Yeah.
for sure.
Good man.
Especially if you get the shakes. I don't want to be falling out of my tree stand.
Oh yeah. You get the crazy legs? I get the crazy legs so bad.
We'll find out this year, hopefully.
Let's go.
Yeah, yeah, because you've seen deer, but you haven't seen them in range.
I've never seen them in range. I mean, they've been. I mean, obviously, I've got a couple with rifle, couple doe rifle, but never with my bow. You know, you get them in the. I've seen them 60, 70, 80 yards out, but again, not comfortable with that shot. But 20, right. 30 yards, I'm gonna assume I'm gonna get the crazy leg.
There you go. Oh boy.
You still get nervous even when they're 70, 80 yards out a little bit.
Oh yeah.
But you don't get the crazy legs till they start really closing in on you.
When you see them coming in from a distance and it takes them forever, it makes everything so much worse. Especially if it's a buck. I like a buck to kind of just surprise me, like, oh, all of a sudden he's there. I don't want to see him coming from so long away. It's just gonna drive me nuts.
That's kind of like, I hate to do this, but I always do it. You know, the Hunting Public's deer tour video came out today. That buck just took forever to come in.
It did too.
And I'm watching it getting nervous. Like, dude, is this going to close the distance in time? Like, it's getting darker and darker. He got it.
I'd have lost my mind.
Yeah. But something like that, think about that. Like a deer that size, that's a pretty good deer.
It was a good deer.
And it's coming in. That deer probably took, I don't even know how long, 25 minutes to get in?
Yeah, probably.
Woo,
probably not that long.
Yeah, well, it felt like that long.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I'll tell you, one of the first bucks I've seen up close is we went on a canoe trip a couple weeks ago up Charles's camp, and I was driving a truck, and a couple of them came to the side of the road. That's about as close as I've been, 20 yards maybe off the side of the road, maybe 15.
Damn, they were close.
That
nice 8-point was like literally maybe 12 yards off the side of the road.
That's exciting, right?
Oh, dude, I was pumped. I was pumped when I saw it.
Full velvet, big, wide 8-point, and he just, like, literally, we're on the right side of the road. He went across the road on the left berm, stopped, and, like, looked back at us with this trophy pose. And we were just like, damn.
I like that. Was he a shooter?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
all day long.
Yeah, I like that.
All day long. Nice 8-point.
I dig that.
The velvet always makes him look bigger, but he was a good buck.
It does. And you know what? They do lose a lot of mass when they shed their velvet, but, you know.
He had the width. He had the height. He had it going on. That was a nice buck, but yeah, it's a good point.
Well, back to you sleeping in the tree stand and wearing your safety harness. Are you planning on hunting out of a tree stand this year?
I am. I have a ladder stand set up. Again, what you guys called, it's not at your spot, but somewhere close to the tip of where New York and West Virginia meet, somewhere in that area.
It's right there.
So many people have stands up there, man.
This is a very populated area. Okay, it's heavy pressure.
Is it right on the tip, right on the panhandle?
It's somewhere close to the panhandle. I think it's a little bit off, but not. It's not right on the tip.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit south.
I got you.
It's a good spot.
Sounds like
I helped him put the stand up.
He did.
Of course you did.
I did.
You're helping everybody this year.
I know.
It's so good.
We've been having fun though.
I'm not gonna say no to free help, man.
Yeah.
You want to come scouting with me and hang stands?
I just like getting in the woods.
It.
It beats the hell out of work and
I do too.
doing whatever else that.
You know when it starts to bug me? When I'm like walking out of the woods and I have like 6 or 7 ticks on me, then I start getting bugged by it a little bit.
Ticks don't bother me.
I hate them.
They don't bother me. It's the mosquitoes that will lift you away. That gets to me. Like when they just buzz on you and your ears just start to like kind of I get like jitters inside me with anger and frustration because they don't leave you alone. And up the camp, there's gnats right now. You can't walk through the woods without clear safety glasses on because they just dive bomb your head.
Yeah, fly right in your eye.
Yeah, they literally just go right in your eyes. So whenever you block your eyes, they'll start flying into your nose and ears. It's bad, man.
That's the best.
I'm just waiting for it to cool down and just be hunting season already.
Yeah.
And if it's not going to cool down, I'm going to get Thermacell.
I'm going to get a
Already
Thermacell
talked about
regardless.
It's true.
Because it's a must, and I don't know why I don't have one. I literally say I'm going to get one every year, and then I suffer through early season, I suffer through turkey season, I suffer through scouting, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to get a Thermacell, and I never... Yeah, suffering through podcasting.
There's a mosquito buzzing your head right now.
Well, you are slacking. You're supposed to get one of them screens for the door.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's okay. I'll go get one.
I'm unemployed.
You got new lights. No, you got new lights. I'm going to get the screen for the door. Back to tree stands.
Sorry.
Are you planning on using a climber or anything this year? Are you going to try and be mobile at all?
I do have. I did buy a climber from, like Charles said, the other champion of what's it called, Schwestoverfest.
That's right. That is correct.
Yeah, I bought. I just want to throw that dig in there real fast.
Yeah.
I bought a climber off of Mike. We put a ladder stand up on that property we were talking about, and I think I'm mainly going to hunt out of the ladder.
Yeah.
I might mess around with the climber a little bit, you know, being that first year hunter, getting into it seriously, I want to take the time to, I might spook some deer. I might do that, but I want to, be able to see spots, stuff like that, and know how to get up and down with ease. So if I do go to a spot where I know there's deer, I know what I'm doing.
That's how you learn, man. Going in and spooking deer and everything else. I mean,
I think the most important part with a climber is knowing your trees and knowing what trees are good to climb. Because not every straight tree is climbable. There's a lot of hard bark trees or anything with shaggy bark on it you want to avoid.
Shagbark, hickory
are
the loudest trees in the world.
Don't climb them. Don't. But you'll get that kind of knowledge as you go along. Man, just get your beer already, okay? You're distracting the whole podcast.
I'm sorry, I couldn't get it out.
So
it was stuck in the bottom of the cooler.
I do want to throw this out there. We talked about the closest I've ever been to a deer, and I'm gonna throw this out there. My mentor, I'm not gonna say names, but we put my ladder stand up in that spot, and my mentor, I'm not gonna say names.
Wasn't his name Austin?
I think that might have been it.
I don't think
you're
so.
close.
Climbed up the tree stand, get a look, see the shooting lane, stuff like that, so if we need to cut anything down, and what would you say, 50, 60 yards away, there was one snorting at us. Well, me, him, and Mike were putting that tree stand up, so that was the first time I've had one close enough to, hear that, and, that got me real excited about that spot, and, it was really neat to experience something new like that, and hopefully from hearing that when I'm there, if I hear it, I'll know what it is.
Remember that noise, man.
That is the worst noise you can ever hear. I've had them scare me before.
Oh,
because
yeah.
you don't know they're there, and they'll be 20, 30 yards downwind and some thick stuff, and all of a sudden they blow at you, and it's like, whoa, what was that? But we put up the tree stand, I climbed up in it, and she must have caught movement when I was climbing up into the stand. And the way the stand's kind of set up, there's a big hillside where the stand's facing that goes up, and it kind of layers up. And up in the top of the hill, she was coming right down to a stand.
Yeah.
Was a doe. And I wasn't really paying any attention, but when I heard her snort, I kind of got shocked, and I looked up, and I could see her, but they're down at the ground. He doesn't know what it is.
Yeah.
And Mike is kind of, he knows, but he wasn't sure what it was.
It's a chupacabra.
Yeah.
Well, what Mike did, Mike looks at me, so Charles is getting up and stand. Mike looks at me and goes, "Did you hear that? Did you hear that?" I'm like, "Yeah, I heard that." He goes, "It's over there," and he starts pointing the complete opposite direction of where it's coming. So there's me, I'm hunkered down behind a tree, and I'm peering around the tree like, "Oh, where's this thing at?" And I look up, and Charles is staring right over that hillside. He's pointing very slowly, like it's over there. And so, that was...
She was
that
50,
was
60 yards away. She didn't know we were there. She just maybe caught a little movement because she actually walked towards us a little bit.
Yeah.
Started snorting and stomping her leg, and then she walked to the side and back and forth, and then she eventually just worked her way off. She didn't run off or anything.
She definitely didn't know what you guys were then.
No,
she was trying
we
to
had
figure
the
it
wind.
out.
We had the wind right in our face, and she was, like I said, 60 yards up this hill, and there's no way with the evening dropping in, our thermals were pulling down the hill. There's no way in hell she would have smelled us.
Yeah.
So she was just trying to figure out what the heck we were doing.
I wish I could just really make that noise really good. The next time one blows at me, I'm just going to blow back at them.
I've done it before. I've gotten blow wars with deer before.
I want to real bad, man.
Just when I didn't, I either didn't have a doe tag or something. I was blowing back at her. Whenever she blew at me, I'd blow at her, and then she'd blow at me, and I'd blow at her. Oh, you know what? Also, I don't think I told you this, but I sent you the video. We were up our camp yesterday, and we're working on the well pump, and the two dogs are going crazy barking. And I look over, and you can't see the dogs because of the way the truck's parked, but you can see they're both at the end of their leash. So I look back behind us, and there's a doe, yearling doe, 20 yards away from us, just staring at us.
Yeah.
She stood there and fed on acorns. We're talking, we're walking around, we're all pulling our phones out, recording her. She didn't care. I mean, that deer, that is natural selection at its finest. That deer not afraid of humans. I'm sorry, little lady, but you got 16 days, and then you're no longer safe.
You got 16 days to run and hide.
She gave us about 36 opportunities at about a 20-yard broadside shot. And we already agreed we won't shoot her in the yard.
Just... You know what?
But if she comes by the stand in the woods,
let her stay around. But she'll
don't.
go into estrus, and she'll just
she's
bring
young,
something
dude.
real
She
nice.
was 40 pounds,
Oh, never
tiny,
mind.
tiny little deer, super thin, stupid as all hell.
Well,
But it was cool. Like you said, it's cool to experience that when
It
deer
is
get
cool to
close and
experience
stuff.
that.
Because
I love
she was snorting and stuff at the dogs. The dogs were barking at her, so she was snorting at them, and she'd run off a little bit, and then she'd come back and feed. She was there for I don't even know how long. But
We're going to have
sorry,
a crazy
I gotta
year
go.
acorns, by the way.
White oak acorns right now are going off, and I'm just thinking of all the spots first week that I will be on acorn patches because they are dropping like crazy.
You got to find the right acorn patches because there's so many of them. You got to find where they're feeding on them.
You got to find the white oaks. That's the thing.
Oh, yeah, no red oaks. This
Not
time
the
of year
red
because
oaks.
they're too acidic.
Yep, the white oaks, and they're almost green. Even the acorns are like green looking, but they are killing them.
Yeah.
That deer was on them. We've been scouting. The acorn patches that we've been scouting are just tore up with feeding sign right now.
That's good. That's good. Remember
hell yeah.
those spots because
I
those are
know.
the spots you want.
I know already I got a couple spots, this little acorn flat that I want to hunt that I usually see a lot of deer
Take this guy to him.
early in the season. He's not allowed there.
Doe right off the bat.
No, this is a buck spot right off the
Well,
bat.
I got a doe spot. I'll take you to right off the bat.
That's why you're my mentor.
I'm just saying. I want to get you like smoking one like the first week.
We
That'd
will.
be-
We will.
And
He's in a good spot.
I am. I do have very. And the nice
He's in a
thing,
good spot.
you
That
talked
is good.
about that
There's an
doe.
apple tree there.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
I like apples in
There
early
is.
season, man.
You talked about that doe being around people and whatnot. The nice thing is that spot's in my uncle's, kind of in his backyard, little down in the woods, obviously, but like they're always back there.
Yeah.
So those deer are so used to being around people that I'm hoping that, you know, again, as the first year hunter, maybe the little mistake that you can't make at a different spot, maybe it's not as obvious.
Right.
I mean, that's kind of what I'm hoping for a little bit. It could be, but you never know.
I agree. I think you can definitely pressure deer a little better around here than you can, like, say, up in Allegheny National Forest where they don't see people ever.
Suburban deer, like backyard bucks and stuff, man. They're used to hearing people, they're used to seeing people, smelling people. That's like all the advantages.
Yeah. Well, I think that goes into also your scent control because I know you're getting into some scent control and stuff. And, you know, why don't you talk about what you've purchased so far, being this is your real first year getting into hunting?
Right, so I used to work with Walmart gear. Not that it's a bad thing, good for rifle, but you know I've upgraded a little bit for bow season. I got a scent lock suit.
Sweet.
I got my scent lock underlayers, my base layers, scent lock gloves, scent lock beanie. I heard it's a great thing. My mentor told me that.
You weirdos.
I love this kid.
You guys are gonna
Totally on
drive
my
me
side.
crazy.
You know what? He's coming to all the other rest of the episodes from here on out. He's going to come sit right by my side.
But the other thing I am working with is I bought it was a dead downwind package they had at Cabela's. Used my Cabela's points, obviously. And, you know, it came with everything I needed. It came with the detergent needed for the scent control.
Nice.
It came with the field spray, body wash, deodorant, lip balm, and face paint. It did. It came with lip balm.
How much did you pay for that? Do you remember?
I believe it was like around $40.
Ooh, I hope you didn't pay that much.
I think it was around
expensive.
like $35, $40.
He got it with his points. It was free.
Yeah, but I was just at Communistville. Dick's Sporting's good. And they had it on sale for $15. That same pack.
Well,
But I didn't buy it because they're communist. So
well, that's
there you
fair
go.
enough. See, well, I spent my money wisely and gave
Yes,
it
you
to
did.
gave it to a solid company. I'm not going broke, but I ain't getting rich, so I might as well spend it while I have it.
I like it. I like it. Honestly, though, good for you for getting the package. Good for you
Yeah.
for wanting to have a scent control regimen. You know, as long as you have time. If you don't have time, it's not the end of the world.
Make time.
But if you have
Make
time,
time.
take a shower before you go out. Before the season, make sure you get your clothes washed. Get them in scent-free totes, man. You know, just try and take that extra effort and really develop a scent control regimen, and it will pay off. I'm telling you.
I mean, a lot of the hunting I'm going to do is going to be coming from school. You know, a couple hours at the end of the day. So a lot of it's just going to be, you know, I'm going to have my clothes washed in scent control detergent. Obviously, not going to be able to use a body wash. But
Bro,
I'm
you're
going to
a
take a shower
gym
and go.
teacher. Take a shower at school.
That's true.
I could.
Could you do that?
I could, but I want to make sure I get to my spot in enough time. As part of my problem, but I could take one at school.
I'll tell you
quick one.
what,
Dude,
scent
5
control.
minutes, all you need.
Yeah, scent control showers are quick. What you really need, instead of that bar soap, get rid of that. Go get you some and get like a loofah, and it goes so much quicker. Like you
Loofahs
just,
hold bacteria.
I like
We're trying
my
to get rid of
loofah.
bacteria.
Yeah,
Bacteria's
but doesn't the
stinky.
soap get rid of the bacteria? That's what it's meant to
I
do.
suppose. Yeah, okay. All right.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Anyways, like I'm saying, but the I think the ideal thing I'm going to do, because I want to get to my spot and I want to get as many hours as I possibly can clock in the tree stand. I do have rubber boots, which I feel is very important, and I'm going to use a lot of the field spray to try to take as much scent away as I possibly can.
Make sure you spray your boots and dry them first.
Right.
With that spray, because it really works the best when it's dry. I always spray down before I go in like everybody else does, but it really works when you spray it down and let it dry first.
Yeah.
Like you have a truck, right?
I do have a truck.
All right, so at school, spray them down, throw them in the back of your truck, and drive to your stand. They'll be dry by the time you get there. Good to go.
Just keep them, like, don't put your boots in, like, your back seat or something where they're going to get real hot. And
Right.
because it'll deteriorate. The rubber eventually will deteriorate. I made that mistake. My boots only last me 3 or 4 years.
Yeah,
And
I
now
was
they're
watching
like-
you walk the other day, and I
they're
could just
shredded.
see a giant crack opening up when you were walking. It like,
Yeah, those are my old boys. I don't even know. Probably 5, 6 years old, those boots are.
Yeah.
Loved them to death. And then when they started springing leaks, man, what happened was I'd get them all muddy, like caked in mud. I'd set them outside my house.
yeah,
They'd sit in the sun all day, you know? And next thing you know, they'd start cracking and drying out.
they definitely leak.
Yeah, they're definitely no good anymore. But I got a new pair of lacrosse boots the other day.
I know, I hate you.
I
Anyway,
have scent lock socks too. That's the other thing.
Oh, yeah.
I
Good
splurged
man.
on those.
dude, I love a pair of Merinos. More Merino socks right now. I love them. They're
bought a couple
antimicrobial, just naturally. Merino.
Yeah,
wool.
merino wool. It basically helps dry your feet, keep your feet drier, which therefore keeps your feet warmer. But yeah, look at those bad boys.
Oh, those are super decent.
Yeah,
They're so comfy.
I bought a couple pair the other day.
dude, Crocs and socks with Merino.
Oh my god, no,
best shit ever,
no,
dude.
That's
I will not promote Crocs and socks on this
I
podcast.
am just saying.
I'm not a Croc fan. Won't do it.
Wear a
I
pair of
won't do
Merino
it.
socks and put on a pair of Crocs, and you will sell my clothes and go into heaven.
I'll just go like Dual Survivor, where he just wears merino wool socks in the winter and no shoes. He had like 3 layers of them on.
Well,
It was badass, but he's an idiot.
we're getting so off topic.
All
Man,
right.
did you buy a new bow this year, or did you have a bow?
No, I had a bow. I have a Hoyt Tricon.
Decent bow.
It's a good bow. You
Yeah.
know, it's gonna be a good starter bow. I bought
Absolutely.
it when I was a sophomore in college, so
Sweet.
it's got to be 9 years old now.
Bro, my
Close
bow's
to it.
10 years old, man. It still gets the job done. There's nothing wrong with that.
Hey, if it shoots, it kills, right?
Certainly.
But
Let's hope.
it does weigh about 400 pounds. Even though I do like my Hoyt bows, but it's a heavy bow.
Well, you haven't shot a Matthews yet.
I've not shot a Matthews yet, but I'm still a Hoyt fan right now.
Yeah.
Leave him alone. Hoyt's fine.
That's why he's a Hoyt fan.
Yeah, wait. Oh, you leave me alone. Leave him alone. How many pounds you shooting?
I believe it's at close to 69, about 58.
Okay, that's plenty.
Yeah, I didn't want to turn it up too high because, again, you get to shake stuff like that. I want to make sure I'm able to
Yeah.
hold it full draw for as long as I need to.
Yeah.
Obviously, can't hold it for a minute or so, but, 30 seconds if I got to hold back for that, even if that's even a lot. But if I get the shakes, I want to make sure I can pull it back and hold it
Yep.
for what I need.
Yeah,
Yeah.
plus if you have a lot of clothing on or something.
Absolutely.
Late season.
Yeah, you got to make sure that you're able to pull that bow back, because when it gets cold, man, that bow just, I bet your poundage feels like it goes up like 5 pounds.
It does. It
Oh,
does.
you just,
Especially
like-
if your arms get cold. Dude, you're going to struggle to get it back. I don't care if you're shooting 50 pounds. It's like,
It's tough.
it's tough.
It's tough. You got to pull back, and you're like, oh boy, I don't know
Yeah.
if I'm gonna make it, because then you're trying to pull back slow so the
Yeah.
deer don't see you. Good luck.
And I know you've been shooting a lot lately. Have you been shooting with your clothes on at all? Or your hat or your face mask, all that? anything?
I don't wear a face. I won't wear a face mask. I'm not a big fan.
You gonna paint your face?
I'm going to paint my face.
That a boy.
I'm probably going to go Braveheart style.
I'm his mentor. Can you not tell?
I'm probably going to go Braveheart style.
Bro, you need to come hang out with me a little bit more.
No way. Face paint.
But I will,
You're not going blue Braveheart style.
no, we're going to go probably green and brown. We're going to mix it up a little bit.
I'm just checking, because deer see blue.
I know, but we're going to go a little green and brown, I think.
Okay.
In gray,
Um,
early season. Well, let's think. I usually go mostly green, early season. A lot of leaves on the trees and stuff.
I usually go mostly face mask.
I'm gonna go full beard this year,
Ah. I'm going
and I'm
beard.
still gonna. I see that. It's looking good, man.
It looks like hell, but it's
Oh,
cool.
it looks a lot better than mine. I've been growing mine since June 1st.
I get to geodirt and I can't grow a beard.
I can't either. This is like the first okay looking beard I've had.
It looks good. It does.
It really does.
Tell my wife.
I will.
Text her right now.
Yeah.
Go ahead and talk about something hunting related.
But no, I am not going. I won't go face mask, but I have been shooting. And
Oh, you'll go face mask when it gets cold out.
Oh, yeah. Well, neck warmer.
But
Okay.
again, but
Neck
again,
warmer.
I went to school in Bradford, so me and Cold are friends. We get along, so I don't get too cold too easily. I have been shooting in my Whitetail Distraction podcast hat when I do shoot.
Obviously.
Who hasn't? Only the coolest.
If you haven't got a Whitetail Distraction podcast hat, please order one. If not, just wear a regular hat.
Nah, it's
We got
necessity.
new hats coming out. We got the camo hats coming out.
We do have
Can
new
wear
hats
them up
coming
in
out.
your stand.
We also have an announcement at the end of this podcast.
Ooh.
Yeah, we do have an announcement.
So I have not shot in my scent lock beanie, but I'm assuming that it's pretty much the same because I always wear my hat backwards. So I do shoot my hat backwards. So I will be wearing a scent lock beanie. I will not be wearing a face mask, and I will be painting my face.
I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, God.
I'm sorry.
So, and all in all, yeah, I think you do.
This podcast is falling apart.
You're preparing well for the season, but what are your expectations for the season?
Like I said a little bit earlier, my expectation is to get out of there as much as I can, clock as much time in a tree stand, learn from my mistakes, but also learn, different tactics. Having a mobile stand, I might, use that a couple times, get out of the one spot, maybe go to a different spot that I have, and, make sure that, in years to come, when I need it, I know how to use it. So this is more of what I feel is more of a learning year for me. As much as I would like to harvest a few deer, I'm going to try my best to do that. But I think it's more of a learning experience, and I'd like to make sure that, like I said, I learn from my mistakes. There
Nothing
could
wrong
be
with that, man.
there could be something that comes up that why did that happen? Obviously, I go to my mentor and it gets explained to me why that happened.
That's right. That's what we're here for.
By the way, my mentor is and will always be Russ Hedlund.
You're an ass. But that's a good mentor to have.
That is a good. Wait, which one?
Both.
Oh, good point.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't
Okay.
think of that.
Well, that was a nice thing about you getting stuff like that. Me and Charles have been friends for years. Now get to shooting with him, then you get stories from the whole bunch. So you get to learn from a little bit. You get a little bit from everybody, and it's all accurate information. And I think it's going to help me in the long run.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, man. Honestly.
I meant to tell you earlier, too. Early in the season, when it's going to be warm, scent's going to be a bigger issue. I would suggest taking that extra 10, 15 minutes to make sure you get that shower in, because you don't have to be in there super early. This time of year, typically deer move in that last hour to half hour of
Right.
daylight.
Right.
So, if you're going to get in 2-3 hours early, it's better to have that scent control as good as you can, ahead of time. So if you can, I would suggest, what I used to do when I was in school, we would get our scent-free shower in the morning. Of course, it probably didn't help any because all day long you're picking up scent, but I felt like it was better than nothing. I don't know. Probably not. Huh?
Probably not, but
I would just, if you can, get the shower in, before you head out. It's almost on your way to the stand. You pass your house, you go real quick, jump in, get a real fast shower, just throw your base layers in, jump in the truck, and
Yep.
drive out, and then put the rest of your clothes on.
I also have a couple tips for you. When you walk into the stand, lose the hat. Number one, you walk in with a hat on, it's holding in all that heat, dude, and you're just going to sweat up. Lose that. Also, I don't care how dumb you look, walk in your base layers.
Or as little amount of
Or as
clothing as
little
you can.
amount of clothing as you can. People put on all their stuff and then they throw their stand on their back and they walk in and they wonder why they're so hot. Dude, I've walked past people in the tree and they're just staring at me like I'm a weirdo because I'm walking in and I'm like,
I walked in with base layer bottoms and like a t-shirt on.
that's what I do. You look so weird, but you know what? You stay a hell of a lot cooler.
Yeah.
And then I get to the base of the tree, and I pull out one of them scent-free wipes, and dude, I take one of those little scent-free wipe showers, and it just like, it's instantly cooling.
It makes you feel a lot better
You
about
feel
yourself
so
too.
much better.
You feel like you're at least doing something good with your scent.
Yeah.
Right.
But I agree, you got to have scent control, and I think you're on the right track there. And you got good expectations for this year. I think you're on the right path. You know, you want to learn as much as possible, but I also want to see you harvest at least one deer this year. I think that should be the goal. Do you have any of your own goals for this season?
I mean, I think that's the main goal. I'd like to get at least
Your first
one
bow
deer. I'd
kill?
like to get my first bow kill. You know, if I can get multiples, that's fantastic. But no, that's pretty much my expectation, is to just learn. It's my learning year. Hopefully harvest something, and you know, put a little meat on the table, you know, here in the months to come.
Nothing wrong with that, man.
We'll get you mobile too. We'll get you going. You
Yeah.
know, I don't want to see you sitting in the same stand all year long, because those deer are eventually going to figure it out, and they're going to start skirting you about 50, 60 yards. I just want, and that's all you might have to move is 30 yards,
Right.
you know, in your climber, or move your ladder stand. We can do that throughout the year.
Yeah.
You know, you just keep me informed of what you're seeing,
Right.
you know, and we'll jump around all over that property and keep you mobile. Mobile being the key word, you know, as much as we can, but there's plenty of room in the woods there. If something starts, like right now you're set up over an apple tree, which is going to be great early season, but when those apples dry up, you know, those deer might start taking a complete, total different path. Maybe they're going to start
They
hitting
will.
the acorns like we're talking about.
Right.
So we might have to move you to find a good acorn source.
Yep.
You know, so we'll do that. We'll get you moving around, though.
Don't be afraid to call me too, dude. I mean, you call me, I'll take you out. We'll do a couple running gun sets, man. I'll show you what it's all about. I'll just bring in an extra stand. You carry it. I'll hang the set, and you just hop up in there with me, man.
I mean, you got to tempt me with a good time.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, definitely. We'll get you out a few different places. Try to get you some deer.
Try and get you some deers. Now, I do have one question. I asked Angela this the last episode. Are you planning on taking a backpack?
I am.
Or a fanny pack?
I'm probably not going to do the fanny pack.
Okay.
As cool as I would look walking in my base layers and a t-shirt.
Dude, I'm telling you, you look like a PIMP,
And the
man.
tie-dye fanny pack.
But I am going to take a backpack.
Okay.
And your next question is going to be, what's going to be in that backpack?
Correct.
Why? Because I listen to the podcast. But
You're such a gentleman.
And a scholar.
but obviously, you know, one of the things being my profession, health and phys ed, is, you know, I tell my kids all the time, you got to stay hydrated.
Beautiful thing.
I'm going to take water with me. That's going to be a big thing. You know, take a couple. I don't know what I want to take it in yet. I don't necessarily want to take a water bottle.
Get an Nalgene bottle.
Get an Algene bottle.
Yep.
Or I might buy a nice Camelback or something like that and take that
Camelback,
with
you'll
me.
forget that it's in there, the water, and then it just gets gross. I tried that a couple years, and no bueno.
Well, I mean,
No going back from that.
what was that, an Algene bottle?
A Nalgene bottle?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll send you a link.
Okay, decent.
Yeah.
So I'll get something like that. Got to take water with me. You know, snack-wise, probably not too much of anything like that.
We love hearing about tree stand snacks.
I'm not sure how many tree stand snacks I'm going to take. I'm going to have to talk to a couple people about what is good and what is not good.
Talk to my homie, Little Debbie. She will not steer you wrong, I'm telling you.
I could take a couple strawberry shortcakes with me. I think I might do that.
Co-host for days.
Zebra cakes if I can find them. But I'll take that. And obviously, one of the hunter's code is, you know, you don't dress to excess. So I'll take some excess clothes with me, stuff like that. If I get cold, you know, I'll have a jacket I can put on. But I don't want to go in there with too much on. Again, scent control. But I am going to take some extra clothes. You know, there's a good chance that I might walk in, like you said, to the tree stand and something completely different than what I'm getting in the tree stand in.
Yep.
So that'll be in there. You know, some different paracord ropes just in case I need them for something. Some different hangers. But other than that, you know, that's pretty much what's going to be in my book bag.
There you go. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. You don't want to take too much in
No.
the stand. That's why I've been asking you guys what you're taking, because being a new hunter, you might think that you need this and you need this and you need this, and you end up carrying a backpack that's 20 pounds for some reason. Like, there are the essentials. Like, you probably should take a bottle of water. You probably should take a snack or something like that. And bringing a backpack for your extra layers is really smart.
Well, I mean,
know, like-
I think if you're, like you said, you made a good point there. You might be wearing something totally different than what you're going to wear in the stand. And
Right.
I've done that before, too. You know, when I know I'm going to sweat and stuff, I'll wear a regular T-shirt, you know, maybe a pair of shorts or, my base layers if I don't want to put the base layers on by the stand. But it's nice when you have those rubber boots. They slide on and off real easy, so you can just bust them off. I would suggest, though, if you're going to do that, bring maybe a plastic bag or something that you can put those clothes in, because they're going to be stinky and sweaty. You don't want to get all that stink and sweat in your bag all over everything else in your bag. You're just going to stink everything else up. So maybe bring like a big gallon plastic bag or Ziploc bag or something that you can stick those clothes in.
Yep.
And then change at the stand after you spray down. And get some field wipes too. Those are nice, like you mentioned.
I love them wipes, man.
They're great. But no,
they are not good for going number 2 in the rut.
They're a nice finishing wipe.
No, dude, I'm telling you. I think it was like episode 6 or something. I said I was going to tell a story, and I just remembered that I said that. Dude, last year during the rut, it was the last day of season. It was freezing outside. And I drank my coffee in the morning, and I just hung the stands, and I was up there. I had Anthony with me. I was like, man, I gotta get down. I gotta go. And he was like, whatever. And I grabbed my wipes, and I went down. Dude, I'm so glad I checked them before I went, because they were frozen solid.
Oh, no.
I had to climb back up the tree and be like, bro, you give me toilet paper. Luckily he did, and all was well. But
you know what I found that someone gave me years ago, and I found them in my bag the one time when I was in dire need. They were like these little roll-up, like, hand towels, and what you did is you got them wet, and they expanded into this really nice hand towel.
They're like pellets.
They're little pellets. They're like tiny little like pills almost. Those things are awesome.
They're legit.
They are absolutely awesome, especially if you need to wipe with something.
Yeah.
They are bomb.
Yeah.
But the problem is you got to find water. I remember one time finding like water in a leaf, and I'm like dipping it in there like, come on, expand.
Come on. Oh, I just thought of another thing. Get yourself a good headlamp.
I do have a good headlamp.
Good.
Because I do do a lot of walleye fishing, a lot of steelhead.
He's a fisherman.
There you go.
I'm going to turn into a hunter though, so we're gonna get there.
I like it.
Yeah, I don't even like to fish anymore.
I do, man. I only went once this year. I'm so disappointed in myself.
Oh, we're going to change that, brother.
It's not that I don't like to fish. I don't know. I lose the passion for it whenever I'm thinking about deer. Deer season just kills everything. Kills all my fun in life.
It is all my fun in life.
That's what I'm saying, but right now I can't hunt.
No.
So all my other fun is wayside.
You
and
could
I'm just
be
thinking
hunting
about
right now.
hunting. You know what? I almost thought about going out this Saturday down in 2B because
That's what I
2B
thought
comes
about.
in. And then I realized my anniversary's on Monday and Saturday's like our day. We're going to hang out and do everything. And I was like, okay, I'm not going hunting Saturday because I'll get killed by my wife.
I almost did a podcast on my anniversary this year. It almost went bad.
That's
I
right.
had to switch.
Well, there goes the 1A, 1B theory. We'll throw that one out the window.
Yeah, let's throw that out the window. I'm not going to get into that again. I took a lot of hell for that comment.
No, you did take a lot of hell for that comment.
I stand beside something, even if I sacrifice it.
Oh, shut up. Oh.
Sorry, I had that was perfect. Oh, God, I didn't want to get into that at all on the podcast, so let's skirt by that. Let's go back.
I have a question.
Damn it. I was going back to the beginning. I was going to go back in.
I was going to save you and throw a little fun fact in there, but go ahead, ask
I'm
your
not
question.
letting anybody touch that again. I asked Angela last episode the same question. So, you've been shooting, and you've been practicing a lot.
Yeah.
Are you going to do anything to practice for when the moment of truth comes? Like getting your heart rate up, or because you're going to be shaking, your heart's going to be pounding. You're not going to be ready for it.
I'll tell you what,
Or do you just have ice running through your veins?
Oh, I got so much ice running through my veins. One of the things that has really helped me, I think is going to help me, is I've never really shot from an elevated surface. So at my mentor's house, he has about 13. His brother says is 14 or 15.
He's
like
insane.
Or is
This is 18 foot up in the
18 foot up and something like that.
Joe, I can damn near jump up and touch the platform. It's probably legitimately, I'm going to say 13 to 14 feet in the air. Max.
Which is roughly, my ladder stands about 15.
Your ladder stands about 15 feet. It's comparable.
So it's comparable to it. And, the first time I got up there, I mean, my bow was doing the figure 8 dancing. I was really nervous getting up there, but after weeks of shooting up there, I know I'm gonna get the jitters, gonna get the crazy leg, but I'm hoping eventually, with being an athlete, playing multiple sports, that muscle memory is just gonna take over and get the job done.
You never know, man. You might not get the crazy legs. You might not get the jitters. I mean, some people don't. Some people really do. Hey, I'm just saying.
You'll get excited.
But
because you love it.
might not
It's your
start shaking
passion.
like crazy until after the shot or something. I mean, I've seen that happen to people. Like, they're freaking solid, and then they make that shot and they just fall apart.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm that guy.
are you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can tell you if that does happen, hopefully it does happen, there's going to be a lot of text messages sent.
Hey, I want one of those.
Oh, you're going to get it.
I want to be there when you recover your deer.
Because there's going to be about 18 of us tracking this deer.
I want to thank my homies.
I like it.
Well, I think that is, you got a large step up on me when I first started hunting, because I did not start shooting out of a raised platform until I built that stand in the tree like 3 or 4 years ago, and I've used it limited. And it is really nice to get comfortable shooting from a raised platform, because that's one thing you're not used to.
Right, but I think that's that's one of the biggest things is I go back to the fact that throughout life I've been in a couple big moments, and as we all have, and I've had that intensity feeling. So I don't think that's going to bother me as much as making sure that I take a good shot on the deer.
Boom, there you go.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to jump back into. We mentioned earlier about how you've been watching a lot of videos. You've been telling me about a lot of videos you've been watching on shooting form and different things that you've been trying to learn. Why don't you get into how the videos have helped you on either maybe touch on some of the tactics that you may have gained for it, or just shooting form related things that you've learned, or ethical shots, the anatomy of a deer, what you've learned there. I want to get into that too, because it's very important. Shot placement is key. Ethical shots, taking a good clean ethical shot in archery season is the key to harvesting deer, in my opinion.
Well, I can tell you right now, with me not having a lot of experience, my shots are going to be, I'm going to get the deer as far broadside as I possibly can. So I'm not going to fire it. I'm not doing anything crazy until I figure out exactly what the anatomy of the deer is. But I have watched a lot of videos on the anatomy. What's where, the right place to shoot, what you need to aim for. And then the other one I've watched a lot is like anchor points, making sure that all your anchor points are the same every single time. And that has helped me immensely. Because now every time I draw my bow back, I make sure, the kisser's here, my nose is on the string, my hand placement's the same every single time. So I think those are the two big areas that I'm most concerned with that have helped me, throughout the last couple weeks.
There's nothing wrong with that, man. Like, keeping a consistent anchor point it's huge. Keeping your shot the same every single time. And I think Charles was talking about last week, and not everybody does, but I don't, but having a mantra of just think about it, like just draw and then just set your anchor point and just keep everything consistent. Get your nose on that string. Look through your peep. Line it up. Like, it's really crucial. And like you said, you're watching videos on the anatomy of deer and stuff. That's huge.
Yeah.
Taking the right shot, and I don't want to say I'm proud of you, but I'm proud of you for only wanting to take a broadside shot. Like, some people might tell you, like, oh, quartering away is fine, quartering two is fine. Quartering away is fine. But shooting your first deer, just wait for that broadside shot. Wait for a nice, easy shot. There's nothing in the way. Just make sure everything's perfect for you, and then take it. Make sure you're comfortable taking the shot.
And you might get upset with yourself, or, maybe you don't get the perfect broadside shot and a deer walks past you and you miss out on an opportunity. But I'll tell you right now that I feel better about myself after, in my, career, if you want to call it, of bow hunting, my experience of wounding a deer and not finding it, that I feel better about myself when I pass up an opportunity than I would if I knew that I would take a bad shot and wound a deer.
Right. I think, actually, another one of the big videos now we're talking about that kind of helped me a lot was, I was shooting from that raised platform early on, and a lot of my shots were missing high. And I'm trying to figure out, like, why am I missing high? Then I started aiming low, and I started missing low and trying to figure out, like, am I using the right pin? Am I using this? And every time I shot, I'm using the right pin, everything. I'm shooting everything the same. My anchor points are all the same. And then I watched a video on, when you get up in the tree stand, you have to have that little tilt to make sure everything's in line. So I wasn't in line, and talked to Charles about it, and who is my mentor, by the way. Now that we're here. But I talked to Charles about it, and he was like, yeah, when you get up there, and it all kind of started clicking. Ever since I started shooting from that raised platform, that video of just seeing the guy up there and what he was doing really, really helped.
Yeah, because you tried to kind of do it, and then you weren't really sure because it still wasn't working for you. And I just gave you a little hint, because that's one of the things I overlooked. You don't think about that when you're up on a raised platform and you're shooting. It just comes natural to me now. But, bending at the hip, and basically keeping that triangular anchor point, intact, where when you're shooting from the ground, you have that anchor point because you're shooting straight at. But when you start to tilt, kind of want to bend at the hip.
Yeah.
And I just gave you a very easy tip on how to do that where you're more comfortable shooting.
Yep.
And it ended up working out for you. You started shooting a lot better at that point.
It definitely has helped. It's definitely made a huge difference from a raised platform.
Yeah. Well, we're getting a little bit close to time, but I wanted to give you an opportunity to ask us any questions if you had any. Anything. Could be stupid question, something that you think is stupid. You don't even have to ask a question. I'm just curious.
How about I'll make a comment for you instead of asking a question.
You can do whatever you want, man.
I do want to throw this one out there. This is a pretty cool fact that I am a first generation bow hunter. So I went through 27 years. My old man didn't hunt, mom didn't hunt. Two brothers, older brother, younger brother, neither one of them hunt. So my cousin does hunt. So me and him together have worked as like first generation. I've had conversations with him about passing on the tradition. I personally feel that is what being an outdoorsman is, being a hunter, being a fisher. Whatever you do, whatever your passion is spreading that to the people you love, the people around you, and that is the most important thing about being the outdoorsman. Like you guys have said, like Austin's, obviously you'll get a text message to take me out to shoot a doe. Charles, I know that he'll be the first person I text when I shoot a doe. You'll be second, don't worry about it. But
if you shoot a doe.
If I shoot a doe, so DG's my bad.
Let's not curse the DGs
I don't
on this
curse
podcast.
The DGs. But, those are, you guys sharing knowledge and wealth with me and all the other first bow hunters that are around. It's a big deal. And, I'm hoping that, I think I will, really enjoy this sport, and I'll be able to spread it on to, whoever I can get involved in this sport. It's very important to me that people enjoy it as much as I do.
That's what I like to hear, man.
That was money.
Honestly,
you kept avoiding the kid thing because
yeah, we know how that works.
But no, I agree 100%, man. You blew me away with that comment, to be honest, because that was money. That was right on the point.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more on that, man. That was
crushed it.
You did.
That was good, man. I know it came from a good place, and like you said, that's why I'm pumped to get you involved this year and really get you into it more seriously, because I know you're going to take to it and really respect it and treat this sport with the passion and the respect that it really deserves.
Yeah.
And that's why we go back to the ethical shot about, me wanting to get a deer as broadside as I can, because, as much as we like to eat the animal, as much as we enjoy the hunt, none of us want to wound an animal. That's one of the, and I've talked to a lot of people about it, it's one of the worst feelings in the world. So, that is why I'm going to wait for the right opportunity to hopefully harvest my first whitetail.
That's right. We'll get more into that. We still got time before the season comes out.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe even we'll find some time and go down to 2B and try to climb a tree stand together or something and hunt before the season. That'd be a good experience.
That would be fun, man.
We could always try to do that too. Try to get your first deer under your belt in an area where there's a ton of deer, for one.
There's a bunch of public down there too, man. Mm-hmm. We could go down and just find a spot and just go.
Well, the nice thing about that is if we share an experience in a tree together, because you're going to be doing a lot of hunting yourself in your own property.
Right.
If we share an experience in a tree together, that could be money to the advice that we can give you during a live session of hunting. When the deer's coming in, all right, the deer's coming in, relax. Okay, it's time to draw. Go ahead and draw now. That kind of thing. You know.
I am a person that learns by doing. I'm not so much like you can tell me everything, but very in a teacher term, kinesthetic learner. So I learn by doing things. So I think that would be the best probably option for me.
Word of the day.
You lost me at that word. It starts with a K.
Kinesthetic.
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool.
Let's wrap it up there. Thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate you coming on to the podcast. Like we said, this is our second episode of our New Hunters mini series that we're doing. You know, and like you said, it's important to get new hunters in the woods. You know, new people buying hunting license and doing all the other things that we do. But we've been also talking about the hat giveaway over the last 2 episodes. We extended the Whitetail Distraction Podcast hat. What you had to do is you had to like our page, you had to share one of our posts from episode 8 or 9, and you had to like that post as well. So as we were sitting here, because I failed to do my job, Austin went ahead and randomly drew a winner, and it's a good friend of mine that I play softball with, Mr. John Michael Vitoski, MJ as we call him.
Let's go.
MJ is a bow hunter. He lives over in Butler. He's a big-time bow hunter. He's been putting down some bucks as well. I never even thought about asking him to come on the podcast. I think he'd have a good time to come on. Burkes knows MJ because we play softball together, all of us on the same team.
Well, maybe we won't mail him his hat. Maybe he has to come get his hat in the studio
and record a podcast
at the same time.
I think that'd be cool. But MJ, I'll get a hold of you, buddy. I know where to get a hold of you. And we'll get you a new hat, man. Just let me know what color you want. But other than that, let's again thank Burkes for coming in.
You're the man.
Appreciate you.
Guys, I appreciate you having me. You know, it was a lot of fun. It was nice talking about everything we covered, and I look forward to listeting to more podcasts.
I'm stoked for your first season, man.
Me too.
I am.
Oh, I'm
excited.
pumped.
I
I'm
can't
ready.
wait. I'm like excited for you. Like, I don't know.
I remember my first season, and it was like, I know exactly what you're going through.
Let's just hope we can get it done and get that first one under the belt, and then from there, I can take this to the next level and get more into all the little intricacies that you need to go through to hopefully maybe get a buck. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
You will never know. Might get you on one first day.
Could happen.
Maybe.
Could happen.
Maybe.
You never
I
know.
also want to give a shout out real quick.
Go ahead, my man.
I was reading through some comments on our Facebook, and I noticed that Andy Jardina was planning on getting back into bow hunting next year. So that's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah.
He likes the podcast, and he's getting excited about it, and he was thinking about getting a new bow and getting back into it, and that excites me. So, dude.
Yeah, I apologize because I've seen all his comments too, and when last episode I real quick shouted out Jimmy Strickler, and afterwards I was thinking, oh man, Andy too. So I'm glad you brought him up because he has been killing it. Every time I post something, he's one of the first people to like it and share it. So good dude, and I hope he gets back into hunting.
I do too.
If we have any part in that, I'll help you any little way I can, man. So
Absolutely.
rock
Me too.
on, that'd be awesome.
Rock on. All right. Well, thanks, guys.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hey, why don't you, before we sign off, tell them where they can find us? We do have a
That's
podcast.
Probably a good
We
thing
want
to
people
do.
to know where to find us.
I didn't realize I did that good of a job.
You distracted me.
My bad.
All right. Well, if anybody wants to send us an email, they can send us an email at the Whitetail Distraction Podcast at gmail.com. Not you, Joey.
Our first email. Yay.
Our first email, yay! They can also find us on Instagram at the Whitetail Distraction Podcast. They can find us on Facebook at the Whitetail Distraction Podcast. We are available on Podbean. We are also available on iTunes. So if you want to head on over there and give us a 5-star review, we'd really appreciate it. We are also now available on YouTube. I think we mentioned that earlier, but that is at the Whitetail Distraction Podcast. I will leave a link in all of our posts.
There we go.
Sounds good.
Thanks again, man.
Have fun, guys.
Appreciate it, guys.